it chapter by chapter, one bite at a time. So many adventures and mountains we can climb. Take it word for word, line by line, one bite at a time.
Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read, and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. If you want to know what's coming next and vote on upcoming books, sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. You can find most of our links in the show notes, but also our website, biteatatimebooks.com, includes all of the links for our show, including to our Patreon to support the show, and YouTube, where we have special behind the narration of the episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic authors to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please note, while we try to keep the text as close to the original as possible, some words have been changed to honor the marginalized communities who've identified the words as harmful, and to stay in alignment with Bite at a Time Books' brand values. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 9. A Merry End to Mirth. When the girls were left alone, they leaned 2 by 2 on the windowsills, chatting, craning out their heads, and talking from one window to the other. They saw the young men emerge from the Café Bombarda arm in arm. The latter turned round, made signs to them, smiled, and disappeared in that dusty Sunday throng, which makes a weekly invasion to the Champs-Élysées. "Don't be long," cried Fantine. "What are they going to bring us?" said Zéphine. "It will certainly be something pretty," said Dahlia. "For my part," said Favorite, "I want it to be of gold." Their attention was soon distracted by the movements on the shore of the lake, which they could see through the branches of the large trees, and which diverted them greatly. It was the hour for the departure of the mail coaches and diligences. Nearly all the stagecoaches for the south and west passed through the Champs-Élysées. The majority followed the quay and went through the Passy barrier. From moment to moment, some huge vehicle, painted yellow and black, heavily loaded, noisily harnessed, rendered shapeless by trunks, tarpaulins, and valises, full of heads which immediately disappeared, rushed through the crowd with all the sparks of a forge, with dust for smoke, and an air of fury grinding the pavements, changing all the paving stones into steels. This uproar delighted the young girls. Favorite exclaimed, "What a row! One would say that it was a pile of chains flying away." It chanced that one of these vehicles, which they could only see with difficulty through the thick elms, halted for a moment, then set out again at a gallop. This surprised Fantine. "That's odd," said she. "I thought the diligence never stopped." Favorite shrugged her shoulders. "This Fantine is surprising. I'm coming to take a look at her out of curiosity. She is dazzled by the simplest things. Suppose a case. I am a traveler. I say to the diligence, I will go on in advance. You shall pick me up on the quay as you pass. The diligence passes, sees me, halts, and takes me. That is done every day. You do not know life, my dear." In this manner, a certain time elapsed. All at once, Favorite made a movement like a person who's just waking up. "Well," said she, "and the surprise?" "Yes, by the way," joined in Dahlia. "The famous surprise?" "They are a very long time about it," said Fantine. As Fantine concluded this sigh, the waiter who had served them at dinner entered. He held in his hand something which resembled a letter. "What is that?" demanded Favorite. The waiter replied, "It is a paper that those gentlemen left for these ladies." "Why did you not bring it at once?" "Because," said the waiter, "a gentleman ordered me not to deliver it to the ladies for an hour." Favorite snatched the paper from the waiter's hand. It was, in fact, a letter. "Stop," said she. "There is no address, but this is what is written on it. This is the surprise." She tore the letter open hastily, opened it, and read. She knew how to read. "Our beloved, you must know that we have parents. Parents, you do not know much about such things. They are called fathers and mothers by the civil code, which is puerile and honest. Now these parents groan. These old folks implore us. These good men and these good women call us prodigal sons. They desire our return and offer to kill calves for us. Being virtuous, we obey them. At the hour when you read this, 5 fiery horses will be bearing us to our papas and mamas. We are pulling up our stakes, as Bossuet says. We are going. We are gone. We flee in the arms of Lafitte and on the wings of Calilard. The Toulouse diligence tears us from the abyss, and the abyss is you. Oh, our little beauties. We return to society, to duty, to respectability, at full trot, at the rate of 3 leagues an hour. It is necessary for the good of the country that we should be, like the rest of the world, prefects, fathers of families, rural police, and counselors of state. Venerate us. We are sacrificing ourselves. Mourn for us in haste, and replace us with speed. If this letter lacerates you, do the same by it. Adieu. For the space of nearly 2 years, we have made you happy. We bear you no grudge for that. Signed Blachevelle, Femuel, Listolier, Felix Tholomyes. Postscriptum, the dinner is paid for. The 4 young women looked at each other. Favorite was the first to break the silence. "Well," she exclaimed, "it's a very pretty farce all the same." "It is very droll," said Zéphine. "That must have been Blachevelle's idea," resumed Favorite. "It makes me in love with him. No sooner is he gone than he is loved. This is an adventure indeed." "No," said Dahlia. "It was one of Tholomyes' ideas. That is evident." "In that case," retorted Favorite, "death to Blachevelle and long live Tholomyes." "Long live Tholomyes," exclaimed Dahlia and Zéphine. And they burst out laughing. Fantine laughed with the rest. An hour later, when she had returned to her room, she wept. It was her first love affair, as we have said. She had given herself to this Tholomyes, as to a husband, and the poor girl had a child. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com and check out the shop. You can check out the show notes or our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media as well.